How to rise above the global crisis with good mental attitude. Hello everyone, welcome to the latest edition of Masterpiece. I'm your host Clems. At Masterpiece we bring you inspiring contents to help you navigate the challenges of life and leverage your unique potentials to become the best version of yourself. This episode is titled How to Rise Above the Global Crisis with Good Mental Attitude. Before we delve into this discussion, I want to give a very big shout out to all our listeners around the world. I hope you have not been overwhelmed by the continued politicization of the pandemic. And you are not frustrated or depressed with all the draconian rules being implemented across the globe, all in the name of controlling the spread of the pandemic. Could you have imagined that the stories that used to be attributed to the conspiracy theorists have now become the reality of the new normal in many countries? Our world is becoming increasingly polarized. Freedom of speech and human rights have been grossly abused and restricted globally, no thanks to the pandemic. It's saddening those political leaders and their cabinets have been so confused in dealing with the so-called pandemic, that rationality, empathy, emotional intelligence, regard for human life and well-being are no longer the priority during decision-making by both governmental and non-governmental agencies. Hence, there has been a rise in autocratic and draconian policies and laws enacted to force people to either comply or lose their means of livelihood and freedom, all in the name of controlling the spread of the pandemic. These events are happening in the so-called democratic countries around the world. Back in my school days I was taught that democracy is the government of the people by the people and for the people. However, what we're witnessing today is the rise of autocratic leaders in democratic clothing, who are totally alienated from the cry of the people and their well-being. How can any democratic government elected by the people enforce rules that polarize their citizens and promote discrimination and disenfranchisement in workplaces, businesses, and employment on the basis of vaccinated vs unvaccinated? How comes that most governments depend solely on the advice from the so-called experts and professionals, pseudoscientists, whose voices are welcomed and amplified by the mainstream media? Whilst on the other hand, they clamp down on the alternative opinions, researches and peer reviews coming from the real scientists and professionals. This is absolute madness, a self-inflicted chaos and utter confusion that has become the new trend in the emerging New World Order. Many people are suffering from mental and physical health issues not because of the pandemic, but due to the circumstances and conditions arising from the so-called control of the spread of the pandemic. However, I want you to know that when the global governments and leaders have failed their citizens, God never fails and He can be trusted as the ever-present help in times of needs and global crisis. If you're going through tough times or perhaps you have given up every hope, I would like to encourage you with the following statements from the good news. Firstly, I want you to know that you have God's assurance of victory in any crisis. When the Lord is your fortress, no circumstances can defeat you, because you are unconquerable. Yet even in the midst of all these things, we triumph over them all, for God has made us to be more than conquerors, and His demonstrated love is our glorious victory over everything. Romans 8:37 I have the strength to face all conditions by the power that Christ gives me. Philippians 4:13 The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him, though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with His hand. Psalms 37:23-24 He frustrates the plans of schemers so the work of their hands will not succeed. Job 5:12 Children, you belong to God, and you have defeated these enemies. God's Spirit is in you and is more powerful than the one who is in the world. 1 John 4:4 Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me, whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Isaiah 54:15-17 Do not be afraid, for I am with you, I will bring your children from the east and gather you from the west. Isaiah 43:5 See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19 This brings me to my next point, How can anyone overcome crisis with a good mental attitude? The answer to that question is to use the crisis as a springboard to your elevation, instead of as the setup for your downfall. I want to inspire you with the following statements so that you will begin to see challenges and crisis as springboard to your elevation. Whenever you are faced with the challenges of life, don't be discouraged, keep your focus on the trophy, so that you can develop the requisite capacity to emerge as a champion. We are living in a time where many people are facing diverse personal challenges, global crisis and fear of what the future holds for them. However, I want you to know that if you're alive today, then definitely you still have a unique purpose to fulfill in your lifetime. So never ever give up. I will conclude with the following quotes: "For our present troubles are small and won't last very long. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now, rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever." 2 Corinthians 4:17-18 If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Quote from Wayne Dyer: "The man who has no imagination has no wings." Quote from Mohamed Ali. I hope you have found this discussion very helpful and encouraging. Please feel free to share it and leave your comments below. Get a copy of my latest book, Daily Positive Affirmations, the Self-Talk Therapy for Overcoming Challenges and Fear, https://bit.ly/3xper9m. I look forward to bringing you yet another inspiring episode. Until then, stay safe. Please consider subscribing to our channels, so that we can notify you when we release a new content. https://anchor.fm/clems1, https://www.youtube.com/channel/ucgntlw-ft09aiqec98tw. If you would like further information, please visit our website and take advantage of our curated products and services. https://masterpieceinspirations.com, https://linktr.ee/clems #inspiration #mental health #mindfulness #mindset #leadership #productivity #happiness #motivation